Good evening, and welcome to the Night Owl. And happy Mental Health Awareness Month, if I haven't said that yet. If you're new here, this is the other side of the Bird Brain podcast, where the things that go bump in the night, we give them a little bit more freedom to roam around. So keep in mind, content may contain adult language and scenarios that may not be suitable for all audience members, so listeners' discretion is advised. You know, growing up, every town, for the most part, had an urban legend. They had stories, they had somebody who knew somebody. But every legend comes from some truth. Lock your doors, check your windows, and get comfortable, because you won't be sleeping tonight. I give you the Neighborhood Watch. Our county had 13 urban legends. I know that's a specific number, but there was one for each town. Our town was known for the legend of peaks and valleys. The legend goes that it was some ghost that roamed the edge of our town, and he would peek at you. And if you looked back, he'd follow you the rest of your life, no matter where you went, no matter how old you got. Well, until he didn't have to. Growing up, it was this game we played called Someone's Watching You. It wasn't like hide and seek or tag. It was more prolonged than that and creepier. We'd go through our days or weeks sometimes, and someone would get a text from a random number or a phone call saying, someone's watching you. Our group was large enough that the game could be played without figuring out who it was. Paranoia was an understatement, but it was our thing. Every day you'd wonder if you get a message or a call. The calls were harder to conceal since we all knew each other's voices, so an attempt at being serious would just lead to someone cracking and laughing hysterically. That was usually the best part, if I'm being honest, since it gave us some sort of relief that it was still just a game. It was all fun and thrills, keeping us on our toes. Sometimes we get the message in the middle of class or a phone call at home. But there were boundaries. At least one other person had to know the number for safety purposes. And the game always ended every night at 8 p.m. You weren't allowed to text or call anyone after hours saying, someone's watching you. A couple of our friends suffered from traumatic nightmares, and we wanted to be somewhat of a civil people. But also because years before, someone did go missing. My brother and his friends used to do the whole ghost hunting bit and seek out the most haunted places and see if the legend held up. One night they went to the edge of our town, where you were supposed to see the ghost. One of his friends went to use the restroom, and on his way back, he looked petrified. My brother asked what was wrong, but he just played it off. The days to follow, he stopped showing up at school, and his parents couldn't find him. Just his phone. And the last message read, "Someone is watching you." I didn't find out until I was older. That my brother saw someone trailing behind his buddy that night. He assumed his mind was playing tricks on him. At least he was eager to believe that. One weekend, we all got together for a movie night. A horror movie night. A few of us grabbed food, drinks, and made it a point to just hang out. One of our friends was afraid of being alone because he felt like someone had been watching him. So we rallied up the troops. And that night, during the movie, someone's phone buzzed. My friend said out loud, "All right, it's 9 p.m. The game is off after 8 p.m. That was the rules." He looked around the room, and we were just as confused as he was. I could tell he was scared. "Come on, guys." But no one came clean. Then someone else got a text. They read it out loud. "Someone's watching you." And then another. We all got annoyed, not just for the game, but for my buddy too. And it was easier to show anger than for any of us to admit that we were all a little uneasy, even fearful. What if it wasn't someone from our group? Did anyone know about the game outside of us? We asked around, we asked each other. But no one came clean. It was a long walk home that night. And when I got there, the house had been quiet. I was so focused on the game that I forgot my folks were out of town for the weekend. I checked all the doors to make sure they were locked and headed upstairs. I left my phone on my nightstand as I went to brush my teeth. I kept hearing dings, one after another. I figured it was everyone letting each other know that they made it home. That was our rule. That was a pact. And just as I thought, I came back to a barrage of texts and also my friends yelling at me because I forgot to let them know. I messaged them and jumped in bed. The night went on and I was slowly trailing off, and that's when my phone pinged. It was a message from an unknown number saying, "Someone's watching you." I wasn't sure if I was dreaming or not, but I shot up. The moon was shining in on my window and over me. And as I went to close my window and draw the shades, I saw someone staring in the distance, staring up at my window. Someone I didn't know. Someone who definitely wasn't playing the game. So there you have it. Tune in for another episode to keep you up at night. And in the meantime, if you are a storyteller and you want to showcase your skills and you're a filmmaker, well, submit your stuff to the Newark Film Festival. I'll be posting a link and information where you can submit for this summer. Show the world what you're made of. But in the meantime, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Sleep tight.